So Dakinam Jelana Bayang Dabrazov Sanji Kumar Rinpoche Chin Yankabracha, De Cheto. Then Dare Dambichu Giddy someone the new surgeon to Leversende. Tungyam Satar Yu Nyamba. Turinboche, Japang on the Drovagone. Sambrashu.
So, please listen to the teachings having given rise to the vast motivation of bodhicitta, thinking that for the benefit of all infinite sentient beings who pervade the reaches of space, I will do whatever is necessary to attain the state of omniscient, fully enlightened Buddhahood, and for that purpose, now I will listen correctly to the nectar of this profound Dharma and put it into practice.
Teneta Kanshi Sabracha Chirimbala Teneta Tomar Ngondro Tambu Chiti Javya Mentoral La Anas Tene Kanshi Sambracha Chirimbala Tene Terchen Chojan Lama Karound Dujum Chita Shidorji, Karound the Juling Batsaji. Then the Gomtele Chumba Kado to the key, tea Kado to the then Miti Dingy Shore Chapains.
And the topic for the teaching today, the Dharma that we will listen to, is the commentary on the Kyabje Dujun Rinpoche's, who is the Lord of the Dhamma, Dodol Lingpatsal is another name, and the great treasure revealer from his wisdom mind treasure revelation, the commentary on the Khandro Tuktik Ngondro.
La Satine Telayanta Timon than Kepaji Ngondro Nisi Penane Timongomondo Song Langanzadanda Kepaji Ngondro Shora Chepe Kamnar.
And within this text, there is the common preliminaries and the extraordinary preliminaries. So we've gone through the common preliminaries already and are now on the extraordinary ones.
Tene Kepaji Ngondro Layang Naye Penane Tene Jamdro Semche Dini Shwitzar.
And of these 5 extraordinary preliminaries, we've already gone through refuge and developing bodhicitta.
No, las tene tarin shuya chivati sumba dorsam gomde jitini sumne ta dorsam gomde tingi shuar chayi.
So then what we will go through today is the meditation and recitation of Vajrasattva. That's what we'll talk about.
Loben chembe tsara kungi sabbe diktiv da lenye mige tamje yongjang chir lama kanza dorje samba gom she sumbe tse korwa toma mebane sabbe diktiv nyetungi tsok tamje jongbe chir dorje sembe gomde lan jobara chade sora tandi dorsam gom dorje sembe gomde di 다 gowa kangi cheto yin sana tene zo dikdip yedong cho jaya cheto yin sita gagen dikdip jaya ga cheto yin songri.
The great master taught to completely purify the negative actions and obscurations accumulated in all your previous lifetimes, as well as all your karma, afflictive emotions, and non-virtue. Meditate on the Guru, ever excellent Vajrasattva, to purify the entire mass of negative actions, obscurations, mistakes, and downfalls accumulated throughout your beginningless lifetimes. Practice the meditation and recitation of Vajrasattva. So if one wonders what is the purpose or what is the need to practice Vajrasattva, it is in order to purify the entirety of all one's negativity, obscurations, faults, downfalls, and so on.
Ranshin Semjin Tamji Sekoro Tomomebane Tene Nyamumba Dochada Shadang Timoki Jawang the song ne Tene Lunga Yisumji Gone Dikpa Miki So Samji Michabachi Nanzogi Sasha Yore.
Both ourselves and all other sentient beings in our beginningless lifetimes within samsara have been overpowered by attachment, aversion, and ignorance. And because of that, through our body, speech, and mind, the three doors have accumulated an inconceivable amount of negativity and non-virtue.
Rangi ngosu dikwa cheshabata shen la kuni dikwa sashabaya ta tete yores.
And there is non-virtue and negativity that we have ourselves actually engaged in and accumulated, and that which we've encouraged others to do.
Tene ranzo dikpatela yang tene ranjingi dikpata ani chebe ranjingi kana matowa na chebe kana matowa sana dikpala yang tene yores ranjingi sashabata ani chebale chungwa che sana sansha ketowa ki chechoga mare soyaro.
And there's also what is naturally non-virtuous and what is non-virtuous because it is not permitted. That is to say that it's not permitted by the Buddha in his teachings.
Ani gosumgi kon lunga yisumgi kon diwa sacha pena socha pada machamba lambada junlo sabota zo ani jikten na yang ranjingi ta karsore ta dikwa sana yang kantar lega dushala sigi yores timgegi lega.
And natural non-virtue is that which occurs when we're overpowered by the afflictive emotions, and through our body, speech, and mind, we do what is considered to be negative even at a worldly level, such as killing, stealing, lying, and so forth. Even in a worldly sense, these are considered to be negative or non-virtuous. They're not good things to do.
Tene chebi kana matoba sayadine perna sangi chumdin dela sobata tene sotara dan changsam ki sanga ki shungdu zune yang mikse ki chidang dikwa ki rik chidang dinde chewa ina dikwa mayin na yang ranzo da chebi gone che choga mare sungu dikaso dinde chewa ina yang digwa migewar chutoya tinte yoris.
And for that which is specifically prohibited, it's that which is said in either the text of individual liberation, the Bodhisattva Yano, or the text of secret mantra, which is not allowed, not permitted, which would ordinarily not be something particularly non-virtuous, but because it is prohibited within the Buddha's teachings, within these texts, it becomes something non-virtuous for us to engage in.
Penna that Jevi Kanamados had the penna Gelong Philosophy Zangombo Chechogamare, Soyandro Inata, Jevi Kanamato Chagiri.
As an example of this, fully ordained monks are of what is prohibited. Fully ordained monks are not permitted to cut green grass, so that's something that is prohibited for them.
That the Jiki, the Khandro young Ranzo, Dictive Seati, Sendela young Rangla, Gakin to Churwa, and it's a Chimalayang, then Rangi Lamdubal and Gakin to Churwa, Rik Tamje, then Ranzagunda, Dichagure, Gakin to Churwa, Rik Sama.
So all of these things that either in this life would become obstructing circumstances, or also in future lifetimes would be obstructing circumstances for our practice, is something that we need to confess and purify.
Da Dendawaki Dikwatonzo, John Chapala, that Tumondangazagi, then never to Diwajaya Lokoya, the Nyambutopshi, said the Goridin was a Nyambutopshi, the Injiminji, Dikwajaya Sango Grace.
And in order to purify these kinds of negativities that create obstructing circumstances, commonly we need to definitely have complete all of what is called the 4 powers in our confession.
Then Tandanama Tang Rangli Tamal to Nevi Churus, Tandanama Tambo Dipashaksaki Yul Tingi Top Secret Top Jibodi and Tambodi Tingi Top, Tandanama Tambo Tingi Top the Sunguris.
And of these 4 powers, the first is the power of the support, which is the one to whom we make our confession. So it's going to first describe who that is.
That's Tayang Rangli Tamal to Nebe Chur Sund. That Dorsum Lama Dorsisembe Gomde Nyamsilembe Kapso. Then Rangli Ludi Tanang Aransogi. Tamagilu Kareyo Batagarang Gomsana Tagarang Tagarang Mikwacheku.
So it says, visualize above the crown of your ordinary self. So when we do the meditation and recitation of Vajrasattva, we take our body just as it is, however it is, and that's what we can say meditate on or focus on, but that's how we take it.
Yes. Then that churu Pemadang David Chinkurki Tendo, Hui Karshin Salas Serva, the Tendesh Gom.
On a lotus and moon mandala, a pure, brilliant white syllable Om, radiating light. So you meditate like that.
That's. Then Tele was to Papache, Simjingi, Dictive Jang, Tsurundi, Hong la Tim Song, Hong Tele, wazir chu chochu tuji tijin shangwa tsadan chawa tamche chu tudam tuk nyabar che ani simjan tamche lopo tadagi dikri tamche jangsong samtene wazir tsamde tsurdu ne yang hongla timsong samba te mikwa na.
Then from that home, radiating light makes offerings to the noble ones and purifies the negative actions and obscurations of all beings. This light then returns and dissolves back into the home. So these lights from the home make offerings to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 10 directions, and it pleases their wisdom minds, and the light returns. And it purifies, one thinks that it purifies all the negativity and obscurations of all beings and then dissolves back into the home.
Tene, te yonsu kyurba le, tsawe lama bagdor se semba, kundo tongdar karwa songrata, hong tini yonsu kyurba le, ane ngo rangi tsawe lama yinba la, namba bagdor se semba, chukom teyang kundo te karwo.
This light then returns and dissolves back into the home, which transforms into your guru as the glorious Vajrasattva. So as the light returns back into the home, it completely transforms into the form of Vajrasattva, but in essence it's one's own root lama, and his color is pure white.
Nasatene nuru chushel tar tangba, nima tar tsarwa. Shalchi chani ji ye dorje tsenga pa tukaranjin zinchin yen chu kurtemba tembe rangji yum nyama karmodan chirwa dokskom.
Seated in Sattvasana with a conch shell white complexion, transparent like a crystal jewel and brilliant like the sun, with one face and 2 arms, the right holding a 5-pronged vajra at the heart center, and the left a bell resting on the hip, embracing the consort Nyema, who is white like Vajrasattva. So one meditates in that way.
Tene tayayum nika tsempe zishin jen Thadral Rinpoche yentam cheche jemba asun.
The couple is adorned with all the signs and marks of enlightenment. They appear fully manifest, brilliant, adorned with all the silks, jewels, ornaments, and other Sambhogakaya accoutrements.
Tene shab sembe chilchongi shoba. Tehi tu pema karo dama jeba namba jebi sindru usu dayu jikoro nyakangwa dorje sembe shab sembe chilchongi shoba che ane tehi tuk dorje sembe ki tukar pema karo dama jeba sindru usu tene dayu jikoro nyakangwa toskom.
And he is seated in Sattvasana, the posture of the Bodhisattvas. At his heart center is a white 8-petaled lotus in full bloom. In the center of the stamen is a full moon mandala. So you meditate on this white 8-petaled lotus in moon mandala.
Then they tengdu karshin savi shegi dorje tsenga pa dengtapso lavi usu hongi karbo kendo langbi tar dunne tsamte yiki jabe yingru namle mulchu do to yesu rangdo dan chebe kror sams.
And above that stands a shining, upright, 5-pronged crystal vajra with an upright hong in the center, surrounded by the mercury-colored letters of the 100 syllables, arranged from the front and circling clockwise while emitting their own sound.
Ta didi dine ta tengi to lama dorje samba karsorda yabyum gomdangi migrim di tos chene.
So this is the stages of visualization the way one meditates on the Lama as Vajrasattva Yabhyam, which is the power of the support.
Then dictibla jodum yi sambatra podan dembe sung tandi then topshina niba sujimbi top se atira rangi ngarar ta sakshabagi dictib rangi ngusu tengi yunare ngusu tengi mena de kandari tanza tsangmala rangi be 농버 통야 정말 다 균도 통야 균도 통야 균
Then with great remorse for your negative actions and obscurations and a firm resolve not to repeat them. So then the next power is the power of remorse. It's one has a sense of regret for all of one's previously accumulated negativity and obscurations, whether one actually remembers them or not. In any case, one has this sense of regret for them and sees them as being mistaken, as being a fault.
Alles. Da the also Changme Rinpoche Gepa Mena, Shakpe Mitakpe, Songranzo Shakpa Chayala, then Gepa Rangi Narcheki Dictibla Gesim Kiadi Kachambores.
Changme Rinpoche said that without regret, confession is not pure. So it's very important to have a sense of regret or remorse towards one's previously accumulated negativity and non-virtue for confession.
Then, Ju Dorje Sambala, Tegu Tsemebi Gone Yigyan Debe, Stene, Tadi Direk Arsorta, Dorje Sambala, Deba the Mugu Tsemebi Gone Yigyan Debe, Sonda Yigyan Dayati, Kosati. Recite
the 100-syllable mantra with immeasurable faith and devotion to Vajrasattva seated above your crown. So developing immeasurable faith and devotion to Vajrasattva and reciting the 100-syllable mantra, this is the power of the antidote.
Then, 이게 잡은다 진도 라마 dorje sembala 대바당 묘기치네 묘기체서를 안 되게 가서다 저기 미버다오디 다 dorje semba 라마 dorje semba 아니다 가서 그래 독자와 준비 공소서 되네다 얘기 세코라 통에 매반에 다달 나 두개 벌도 오늘 녀망바도 저기다 티무숨기 제왕도 손네 령아 있음지 거네다 딕밤이게 왔주 안디나시 참매방아 디나시 녀와 때다 녀왕아 아니 소설타베 dom바당게와 장지세메 라바당게와 리반지 망아기 dom바당 탐세당게와 근데 지난 지와 탐지 되네 토로 차서 아니 삼네 디체고 그랬어 칼로르 손데블로 그래 근데 난고 그랬어
and as we're having faith and devotion to Vajrasattva and reciting the 100-syllable mantra, what we should consider and how we should pray is thinking of Lama Vajrasattva, please look upon me with your immeasurable compassion and kindness. I have, since beginning this lifetimes in samsara, under the power of attachment, aversion, and ignorance, accumulated negativity and non-virtue in my three doors, my body, speech, and mind, such as the 10 non-virtues, the 5 actions with immediate consequence, the 5 that are close to that, and also anything that contradicts the vows of individual liberation, the trainings of the bodhisattvas, and the samaya commitments of the trainings of the Vidyadharas. Any of these, whatever they are, I completely admit them, acknowledge them, and confess them. Please purify them. That's how we should pray to Vajrasattva as we're doing this.
Adina hingi ji pada mala soba kuroro weba tanzola makui pada ani koncha sumla nebe legi pada ani papi gindin la kurbata pada tanzo yona yang tolo shaso samne samgugures.
And similarly, you should think if I have ever disrespected those who are deserving of respect, such as my mother and father, or if I have ever harmed the 3 jewels or criticized the Sublime Sangha, if I have ever done any of those things or have any non-virtues connected with that, I also completely acknowledge and confess them.
Din rangi drop sangbar sungbar chebas tendi rangi drop gindin sana kalor ta chero sana ta sangmala tende konsola neba konsola drop sangbar sungbar cheba tonzola yang sem suin chungwa segro kanda tonzola manyeva magawa ki lesa hyaba.
And similarly, anything we have done to displease or make upset those who are our companions in practice, our Sangha and our Dharma friends, anything we have done to upset them or cause them to lose faith. And similarly, anything we've done to harm sentient beings.
Dana tene dikpa mikibi le rangi jiba shenla jitu chuba shen jiba la jesu yirawa tamche shakso tolo shaksos.
So in brief, any negativity, non-virtue and negative karma and so forth that either we ourselves have actually accumulated, that we've encouraged or caused others to do, and also that which we've rejoiced in being done, all of that we admit and confess.
Yes. Donna tatangi shabana shi tsendi kienda chime dubarjubiki lengamba chisawa tamje tolo shaksos.
So in brief, as I said before, it's whatever negative karma acts as would act as an obstructing circumstance now in our present life, as well as for accomplishing the purpose of future lifetimes. All of that we admit and confess.
Ne tanda temba ta ma temba gita dipamigo chi nayang tamje tolo shakso samba.
And we think whatever is negative and non-virtuous that I have done, whether I remember it or not, all of it I admit and confess.
Tuxchene ta tedechene ta lamadorji sembala ta tebada mugu tongtong jene ta tonzo kalo tension de sobra tension do tende di chekogres yakwa shu.
So as we cultivate our faith in Lama Vajrasattva, we recall these things and bring them to mind and offer him our confession.
Yes. Ane dikpa shabikasu ta takana yang keche aje kare yurasana tene ngaranzo ki Tembeki Dikwatin de Yuna, Inji Minjing as Dichako Karsa. Then Paginan, Yapadana, Tolo Karsa, Michapo, Mibeto, Tolo, Chaksos, then as Dikwa Begu Maris.
And one of the most important things for confession, for that which we actually remember having done, is to admit it and acknowledge it. It says in the text for confession that I admit it, I acknowledge it, I do not hide or conceal it, I acknowledge and confess it. So it's very important to not hide or conceal these things.
Tindikasu rangi temba tinte inna ane dikapsu sosoki ngosu ti labna digiyore nge takala gore mishepa dang mongpa dang nyomongpi xiawang da kyunne tachi peto oro nge ki sochepa ki lentinte che talsong tina shingi nge ki tachi machimba lamba la sopa didang dindawa ki dikwa megawa nge ki che talsong donzo takalor tolo shakso samba.
So if it's something that we remember having done, in that case, that we can even say out loud that through my ignorance and lack of knowledge or understanding, lack of discernment, and because I was overpowered by the afflictive emotions, just as an example, like I killed somebody or something, or I stole, or so on and so forth, and that I confess it.
Tine tangi shepa nashin ta shaks ngazogi di dikpa beba sagora chapa inna dikpa ngazogi dikpa di beba inna zane dukshu de karasana zane taktaba yo mare.
And the worst thing about concealing any kind of negativity or non-virtue is that there's then no way to purify it.
Penangranzo, ta ngoso lama gyushinyi jigi tsarandone dikwa shakwa inna yang kari chawa di inji minji lama tela labko gyore.
So if one goes directly to a lama, a virtuous spiritual guide, and in order to confess, then it's necessary to actually say what one is confessing, what one's non-virtue is.
Dan diriyang lama dorje sabatu ina ta kari ina lama dorje tan ngarazo lama dorje sababu kumdiyare ane kongkundene shaagire tiki dundu ina yang ngarazo ki dikwa la yang ngocha nzem chene yang di rangi dikwa chawa di lama dorje saben dundu yang matol na dorje sababu kenna yang di shaktabi yo mara taktabi yo mara.
And here we're doing confession to whoever you're doing confession to. This is the case here. It's the Lama as Vajrasattva that we're presenting our confession to. But if we have no sense of shame or wanting to avoid non-virtue or any sense of regret about it, then the Lama Vajrasattva knows that he's omniscient. And in that case, there's no way to purify that non-virtue.
No, so today that Tempatan Martin Bagi Diva Tamje Tandrir Lama Dojisam Kundundo Dene Basang Beba and it Tamje Dene Nazumasana that Kongla Shune Dene Dichagogres Shakwa Sheronang Senata, Negate and Ngondro Shakwa Sheronang Sena, Shakwa Shugures.
So we, without trying to hide it or keep it secret, whatever negativity we have done, whether we remember it or not, we should and need to confess to the Lama Vajrasattva.
Lasa, then the days chen so tap Tolsha Shuyon du Kapsu, then Tuki Natang Dang, Gui Chatam Jene, Duzi, Gun Mulchu, Doctor, Jachili Pap, Rangichu, Tsangvi Pugane, Marashute, Yurchutape, Talwa, Devatar, Nedun, Digdip Tamje, Tuku Dang Sokcha, Tamer number, Shanglam Dang, Chulam Dang, Papu Puga, Tamjene, Chirtembi Jesu, Luki chatam je duci karote merji kenwara samla hastene mikpa ti nang.
And as we're praying in this way, acknowledging and confessing our negativity and non-virtue, what we visualize is that from the mantra garland at Vajrasattva's heart center, and from all the parts of Vajrasattva's body, a plentiful stream of mercury-colored nectar descends and enters the Brahma aperture of your crown. As it flows through your body, all your impurities are cleared away like water rushing through a pipe. All illnesses, noxious influences, negative actions, and obscurations are expelled in the form of smoky-colored liquid, pus, blood, and tiny insects from your anal and urinary openings and through all the pores of your skin. Afterward, think that your entire body is filled to the brim with white nectar. So this is how we meditate on this.
Yes. Ta shenpa ina tene dinrawa ki ta nedun dikri tamja maa tuyane tanga su nyingti ka Ngondro trawa ina ni sa rinpa gu kewe okto song na tene maa te lencha shakun pulen nyakpa tanga chida shijela sopa konzo ka se lakpa se na yapa konzo la top ani konzo pe tenzo ki gane te rangi tende karso ore lencha shakun tenzo ya changsong samba tende yore tiang chena ya tigires ta intina masung de kaso ti minji chego ya yo mare ro ma chena ya tigir ke tende chena ya tigires.
In other Ngondros at this point, for example, in the Longchen Yingde Ngondro, you visualize all of this going down many levels below the earth, and where all of one's karmic debtors, those who hold flesh debts for us, and as well as Yama and his servants are all waiting with open mouths and hands, and they receive all of this, and it purifies all of our karmic debts, and they become joyful. So we can also do that visualization if we would like to. It's not necessary to do so because it's not explicitly written here in this text. So we don't have to do it, but if we would like to, it's also okay to do.
Ani ta chi kariyas den lama dorje sambala ya dorje sambala soata de kaso ta chinchene ngen de drawe ki dikpa tang bigiwi le sola pamna ya chegi me tenga dom tindege rikti dikpa bigiwi le dilo domsem chitup chegi sambagi domsem che gores.
And another thing that's important as we are praying to Vajrasattva is to think and contemplate that no matter what, even if my life is at stake, I won't repeat and do these negative things and non-virtues again, and have this sense of mental commitment, as much as thinking that like as much as I'm able to, I'm committing to not repeat those things. And of the four powers, this is the power of never returning or of not going back. So it's necessary to do confession practice with these four powers complete.
Then da shungen den charana denama Khandro de Korangi Ngondro Ganana rangi chur pende teng shewane ma samaya sato a she yigin japa jatong chimbum la sobra dashings tene ta pakinana yona shi chene gomrim dang yigala soba pakinana yona shi chene tsiki jesu doyan champa chene nayare.
And the words that we recite in the text of the Khandro Ngondro itself are above the crown of my head on a lotus and moon, and so forth, up to Mahasamaya Sato A. So according to the words in the text there, we meditate while keeping in mind their meaning.
Devi Judu Asa Devi Tingin Judu Trona Gobudane Mishi Mumbai Sheso Yi Shetaban Shakwe Dumba Trape Dumba Shuk Trape Soa Tabe Dorji Semba Tu Gitin Zumbazene Rikipu Chigi Ditritamja Tawa Ino She Sonshin Dorsam Vedushu Shune Rangla Timde Jatra Deva Chimbengan the Luki Shichin Numbers Shaching Tar Noa Chaos.
Recite the 100-syllable mantra 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000 or more times. When you want to end the session, recite Protector through lack of knowledge and ignorance, and so forth. Pray with sincere contriteness. Then meditate that Vajrasattva is delighted, smiles, and says to you, Noble child, all your misdeeds, obscurations, faults, and downfalls are purified. Vajrasattva then melts into light and dissolves into you. Completely relax in the state of inexpressible supreme bliss, and finally dedicate the merit.
Alas, then dine sona shingindi gombodani se mishi mumbai segendi jeba garzore mondo jeba gna yorwa ani di garzore di dine sona shi kesi garza trona den chogres.
In these words, protector through lack of knowledge and ignorance, this section it comes from the longer and more extensive Ngondro. And if you want to recite it, you can do so.
Rinpoche dinang sha nang do tanda charar Rinpoche dinang sha nang do dinang shima di garza kon don shana digi tu charar Rinpoche ki dinang la kaza nga zo long don yon charar Rinpoche ki long don rwa charar Rinpoche ki di Ngondro ki kanto di Ngondro dinang la ma sha nang sha dinang du di ma tarcha don shana digi tu tanda shak pati Gombodani Mumbai Tamzilla Didinama Rinpoche Shana Charambushi Dinala.
These few lines, protector through lack of knowledge and ignorance, and so forth, were put in there by Chato Rinpoche, so it's fine. And that was the in the Ngondro Lung that I gave. That was the one that I gave, so it's also okay to do that part.
That's then tar dene so na shi jatra dewa chembe ngang de luki la nya shaching tar ngo cho so na shi dorje semba to sho rang la tim ani dikti shakpa po dang shakcha dang shakyu dang travar ani degi korsum den zimbi ki toba dang trawe ngang ne de cha nyambar sha dide da tandam dar to
And as this says at the end, Vajrasattva then melts into light and dissolves into you, completely relax in the state of inexpressible supreme bliss, and finally dedicate the merit. So Vajrasattva melts, dissolves into light, and then into oneself. And then, without any conceptualization towards the three circles of oneself as the one confessing what is being confessed and the one you are confessing to, without any concepts connected to that, one rests in evenness. And this is the confession in harmony with the absolute truth.
Then Ngondro, Dorje Semba Gom, Disibeb Jongche, and then Ma Tanzo Gong Song of the Sama, Ananzo Kunzo down Timbe, Yamle.
And everything previous to this, meditating on Vajrasattva and the descent of nectar and so forth, is the practice that is in accord with relative truth.
No, lasso. Then a day in Juktu, then a Swanashi, Moala Soa.
And then at the conclusion, it says, finally dedicate the merits, so one can do the dedication and other prayers.
Lasso. That's Tangan's the long doesn't go by this.
So now I'll give the lungs.
That's Ngondro. Oh, check out the Gorgaya. Long to check out the Gorgaya. Yes. Consupane lip, Hakumara. That Ngondro Sangala should check out the Gorgimare. La Manda di Dibadoa. The Mandagi Gonzo Migrim Rob such Toshako.
In that case, maybe we'll go briefly through the mandala offering as well.
Then thinking Sosa, Kasa, Gayen, Digrib Jawa, Dojisembe Gumde Song, then Jabata, thinking Sosa, Mandreg, the Shushakos, the Dudish Mashment.
So then, having gone through the purification of negativity and obscurations which cause obstructing circumstances, then there's mandala offering, which is the accumulation of merit in order to create positive or harmonious circumstances.
Then Ta Manda Sopeki Gubadodi Loben Chembe Song Yuzo Sawa Manda de Dingar Soshing Lasso Saldala Lingji Lingten Ru Lasoba Lami Chese Molembo Warcha Tedar Pove Kusum Juto Song Be Song Nata Manda Puguegi Sawa Jimzenda
The purpose for doing mandala offerings is described by the great master. It says the root practice for gathering the two accumulations is the mandala offering. Visualize the deities of the field of accumulation in the sky in front. Then offer the four major continents, the minor continents, Mount Meru, and so forth. along with every possible offering of gods and humans. By making offerings in this way, one attains the fruition of the three kayas. So this is the root of the reason for practicing the mandala offerings.
Lasta meda pyo ki yumzin zo di dine songa na shin ngaranzo sonam dang yishi ki tsong yu zobar chawe chedere.
So the main reason, the main purpose for doing this, for practicing the mandala offerings, is to gather the two accumulations of merit and wisdom.
Las Dende ta tsong nipu di nang che sonam ki tso dang nang me yishi ki tso sene dere.
And these two accumulations are the accumulation of merit, which is connected with appearances, and the connection of wisdom, which is beyond appearances.
Las ta dachidang di kapsu maranza muyul tso di diyogono songa na shi gurumbuchi songa na shi tetar phobe kusum jivu thob songa na shi nganse ki kam di ki muyul tso di rangla kusum gun jivu thobya di chadu pyoge yore.
And the main goal in doing this practice is also like the great master Guru Rinpoche taught, by making offerings in this way, one attains the fruition of the three kayas. So by doing this practice, our goal is to attain the three kayas.
Tawa tenla pabe nekamna demba nyi yobana shi ane lam nyamsule min nekamna yang tsong nyi le ten thandre tobe nekamna yang ju kunyi doksma topgu yore.
When one is establishing the view or discerning the view, it is based on the two truths. And when on the path, one continues with the two truths based on the two accumulations, and also in the context of the result, there's the two truths as the two kayas, which is what we are trying to attain.
Then ngaraza ta jigden ba jigden soro ta ngaraza inna yang ta chig mi ta ngaraza ta mi karza mi lutin re da mi lutin de la yang ta mi lutin pizun soba tang dinna shingi ta nor tang shirab tang benjor tang dinje pizun soba kari yoba inna yang te tang tamche yang so aranso ki gyongoma dinje ki sonom sabala tenne chongdeba ready yore.
In this world, and now that we have the support of a human body, all of the prosperity we have, the intelligence and wisdom, anything positive and whatever is abundant and excellent that we have, all of that comes from our previous lives' accumulation of merit.
Sonam demba mi samba nam yang drup sona shi nganazugi che deten chambo debeten chung chechung kari inaya detamje kashik delangi tu dromjoke kashik pe mazebe kale khakpo chinan droke kashik zanam droke ndanze yongyore tonza samayang so nganazugi sonam ke gyapten yed padang mepala tenne yongdegiyore.
It's said that those with merit accomplish their wishes. So for some people, they are able to accomplish what they wish very swiftly and easily. Others do so only through great effort, and yet others aren't able to do so at all, aren't able to accomplish what they want to at all. And all of this is due to whether or not they have merit.
That's the thing that Kane Sambayan Nayandine, Sonam Saya, Tatanzayan, Ketchambuchate, Rana Samala.
So both in a worldly sense and according to the Dharma, the accumulation of merit is very important.
That's also what you don't tap some Jimmy-Java Tengaranzo, and now was Sanjibaki Chun, Sonjaba, Samjakan Inguda, Sosaya, the Tibaja, get tap Jangjang.
In general, there are inconceivably many methods for accumulating merit. Within the Buddha's teachings, everything is for either the accumulation of merit or purification of obscurations.
Then they tamjiki nana yang da Soksabala, then Soksabala Takalor Tap Yakshudo, the Mendanbuya the Yinson.
And of all of those, the very best method to accumulate merit is taught to be the mandala offering.
That the Menda the country's pugi is Jidang Pachungi Chakcha Tap Mendala Mendoki Sumbu Jever Sumjusojan the Jesu Dun Lalendra Gote Esum. That Menda Ransomenda Puya Ki Gipchadawati Tidaoji Dinetangur.
So then how does one actually offer the mandala? On a mandala plate sprinkled with scented water and cow essences, arrange heaps of flowers elaborately as the 37-point mandala, or is the general 7-point version according to the traditional method. So this is the practical way of physically offering the mandala.
Then around the Chungna Chip Dribe Mendradam, Chibe Mendalsene, Anzola Mendal Sashi Laura, Mendal Sashi Niyana, and Chik the Mendal Tsumukune, Pagi Jingola Shamjagre, Chik Sosogi, Pechechea, Soso Puya, the district goddess Kesi Chona.
It's best if we have both the accomplishment mandala and an offering mandala. The accomplishment mandala we arrange the heaps and then put on our shrine, and then the offering mandala is the one that we use actually for the offerings themselves.
That's that Mendaki Yuda Sopatazoni, Sosogi Jarwadan Tune, Akasura. Sena degrees, Mendra Saji Nare, Mendra Puyagida, Mobu Inare, Donzo Sosogi, Benjala, Dune, Pul, Tradice.
And then what one offers for the mandala depends on one's own prosperity or wealth, both in terms of the mandala basis one uses and what one actually offers. Depends on one's own level of prosperity and wealth, but one prepares that in tune with that.
Yes. Then that mental that tango mentality that lava mental sashi the lava yumbaki zungni yeveki toschene tingmaki yigijapas sarkashishi yigijapas sarsumlas sobat the tangindo tox chinang and tigi Russian simjantamjegi then dictatamje takpaki mingdunchene.
And so one holds the mandala base in the left hand while rubbing it in the right hand in this manner, and reciting the 100-syllable mantra 3 or more times, thinking that all sentient beings' obscurations are being purified.
Jewa Putugi and Mendra Sumbusudum, Jewa Pultan, Yorwa, Tinashin, Sumbusuduma, Jewa tsar khashi ji phu sum tsar sumam ngam dunla so watende phu.
And if we're able to do the more elaborate 37-point mandala offering, we can do that 3 or 5 or 7 times.
Ani ya kese tende menane ta dine so na shi tende korang tsumbu dumbarang phu shana ta dikdore.
And if we're not able to or don't know how, then it's also okay to just do the 7-point version as well.
Yes. Then chepe yul jab yul tar dunjin nam kar sa tabla so ta mendra pisa ki chepe yul di kasang kondo jamdra ka so na shi ani jab yul di tan dinan gurum shi ro an jamre kundu jumo gurum shi ngusum jin da shuye sam.
Visualize the recipients of your offerings as you did when visualizing the sources of refuge in the sky before you. So the ones we're making the offerings to are visualized in the same manner as was taught during the refuge practice, which in this case is Guru Rinpoche as the embodiment of all sources of refuge. That's who we make the offerings to.
Then da mendra phugi da mendra tsumbu dun ko ne phudi ka so ta nganzo gi mikpa den den so na shi chitar rirab lingji ritso muchu ninda so tongsum miji shinkam jawa chaji ko ba chitar na ta be khala na zama sana tongsum gi tong chong ji den ji kham di ki na na yede phu ko ba yong su zo ba tamje ta byugi ba ki dumba ta ka so kare 단ang ranzuki mendra puyadi chunchi zamdu chene rwa 단ang ranzuki tsumbu duyin korne puyadi chunchi zamdu chene ta ngusu mendra puyala dine songana chitana tongsong ramjam ki koba yonsu zogo tamche pyugi yobekin dumba.
So thinking that our object of refuge, Guru Rinpoche, is actually present in before us, then what we visualize as we are making the offerings is that externally offer the arrangement of Mount Meru, the 4 continents, the ocean, the ring of mountains, the sun and moon, and so forth, a billion-fold universe. So they talk about the 1,000 times. It's basically 1,000 cubed is the easiest way to say it in English. Universes is a billion-fold universe. So the entirety of that arrangement of universes, we have the intention to offer that, and we use the physical offering as something that just is symbolic of that, and mentally our intention, our attitude is that we're offering the entirety of this billion-fold universe.
Tene nangdana rangli pungkam keche dusum longchu gesatan cheba tadam da changma rangla wangdeba changma pyugi yobekin dumba.
Internally offer your aggregates, constituents, sense bases, and all the wealth and merit you have accumulated into 3 times. So you're thinking that I'm offering whatever I have power or control over.
Sawa chuyin wasal dorje nyingbe shingam lundrup kudang tigle nawa tsemeba ranjin chunyi samji mekyaba namba tamjebe tsuji buwen dumbadang jede sonda sawa tanada tas shingdang shayakan kukaba samji mekyaba ngananzata chuku ki shingramjam lungku tinashin chuku ki shingramjam ten tembeki tene che yonsu zoba tamche pyugi yobekin dumba nang.
Secretly offer the luminosity of the vast expanse of phenomena, Vajra essence, pure realms, limitless, spontaneously manifest wisdom bodies and spheres, in short, all the forms of the inconceivable nature of reality. So at the secret level, we offer an inconceivably vast array of pure land and palaces. We offer infinite Dharmakaya pure lands, infinite Sambhogakaya pure lands, and also infinite Nirmanakaya Pure Lands, the entire complete and perfect array of all of these Pure Lands.
Yes. Tene Danchati, Tene Ngabdo, Kamsum Lechi Nangsi Che So, Jatong La Sopa Jeching, Lugi Le Tsumbungoba, Yiki Le Su, Migba Gombanam Truksu Jetembul Songre.
Then what we recite is the three planes of existence, the universe and its beings, all the phenomena of appearance, existence, and so forth. Recite this verse 100 times, 1,000 times, and so forth, while simultaneously placing the piles on your mandala plate and visualizing.
That's then. Tar Tsoshin Chuzeki Mendral Dang Jewa Hungi Nabe Rangla Dute Kursum Mimik Dewa Chembengala Tarcha Nyambrasha Nangoa Chao Sungre Tar Ta Durim Somareta Durim Dangoa Toxinang Sungre.
To conclude, the field of accumulation and your mandala offerings assume the form of a hung that then dissolves into you. In the supreme bliss of non-conceptuality, free of reference to the three spheres, rest in equipoise for a while and then dedicate the merit. So this describes the stage of dissolution, and then one dedicates the merit.
That's then Tikita Tsosa Mendraki Ti Tutushi Shu Simbai.
So with that, I've concluded very brief instructions about mandala offerings, the gathering of the two accumulations.
That's Teneta Tunso that go Jamdone Shinre, Tanda Parto, the Sangmalaya Namsha, Jeva Tunzuni, Tenanzo Ngondro Tea Jeva. Pena Quinsan la Meshalo Seada, and captured to General Michigan Zeshapi, Ngondro Tea Jeva Yore, Tonzola Zigne, Tichegin, and the Yoris, Yaku Yoris.
So at this point, we've gone from refuge all the way through mandala offerings, and it would be really good to look at the more extensive Ngondro commentaries, such as Words of My Perfect Teacher, as well as the Ngondro commentary composed by Kyabje Drujur Rinpoche.
That's Tening and Zuta, the Ngondro Lung Kajeshi Pugi.
So now I'll offer the lungs for the Ngondros.
Ale, hola, that's Sapsan Khandro Nyingti Ngondro the Zongjo Lamje Shinta She Jawa Juso Omsati Ramjam Jagun Chinsin University Jaga Jagan Balden Lama Sangje Peme Chanchi Gindan Jina Zongjo Kushi Kosar Dingir to TV Lanza Sada or another Kevalan then not with the Anshu the Hazana Give letters of one you don't want to lam the Jina that's what Chad. Teisulani Junior and Jung to Hodam, David, and Lagoon Mother. To some jello, the show another Rambajas and Savelama, Sanjukun, Jung Hon, you do. Random Gajalaris and Gorism was a number of things of the Jerusalem, which are the Jerusalem, so the good numbers of numbers on the numbers of the one of the original Sanjay Bush, the New Jerusalem, she saw the Jim. Nijata Doro the Generation of Judges on the frequency of the new didn't purchase Chino, the Job go Nibala need to Mondo number Namji, the Jotimus on the Tambulan Natasha Jimmy, Hindabarga, Jinya, and then Medawani, the Joan, the Shina, Changmedo, Mendora, Limbaji, and Roger, Tarakoro, Doma, and Judgment, Generator, the Mission, Children of the Dora, Jonia, the number was the Father, Judah, Minators of the Gina, and the Millions of the Russian Geological Images, and the Millions of the Gina, Gidilligan, another of the Gina, one of Jet and Yiller, the Chiri, Vajo, Nibalani, Valanga, Taralami, the thousand of one of the more years of the water, and the Yogan, Nancy University also go on the new government, the Mona Carta, the Yerim Social, yes. Kazashi Kazan, the Yod of the illegal and you the Savoy Pavali, the Georgia. Then the Judaism number to Jimbo, Chess, the Gajan, and Jojo, the Madame, Chesina was Joseph Gajan, Jesus, John, Jesus, Chestin, showing you what in Japanese, Sector number. Kajun they went down the Macron, the song goes. Some managers, majority sound the sound of Jim goes and some managers of the unit part of Jajan, then Chitragic was Jajan, Darjan, Yamjil Lojan to the Consultation. He did the Nambrasha, some Bangan Division. Dorsum Gumdini, Chulamologism by himself, no Shubajan, Dang, Arjay, the world, Arjay, the one, change a solo was in the Tuking Natingle, Choma, Chove, Chansam to the Rangi, the Johnson of Topjan and the Rangajun of the language and Yamsat never continue better than was how we're going to Chinese did Duci Junji Lugin Nangam Jakarta didn't do some Samaki de Chaprasam much and Tardung got up Gomodino to draw the cousins on the didn't get the demonstration with them. Several did and several Banzer Sato, Chechu, the Random Ryan, with Nanda Tosun Langach, young down on the Durand. Turtulanga Jitron also did the juncture, Jonshi talks of Dana Tower, don't you the sound of the on a map of Jibatin, Sosa, Mentan, Bavanian, social generations, and Metavan, Chawata, Yucaba, Nang, the Rally Pungam, Chijitus, Savages, so much within some Jimmy Jabatan, the Mother Jam, Jacob, the Bull. Chin is built at Soching around Latin Simjan Latin, but Sony also over some more. Nabalam get to the General on the Santa Bala, Emoran Nazata, the Penny Panu, the Jimus getting on the Union, Machavim, Lamel, the Pishes and Machines, Javin do the Yamaja, Tamaji, Warangas and Doors, Tabla, Hung, I have lost on the Paris. This is my among Besson, the pronunciation was the usual source of the Dom, such as I'm with the Gordon Rollin, he also some young person, yet do I allow the Bacha, they are Rangular Chilon, Jubu, and Lamarand Save, Rangita, Lamatini, Jagun David Chizu, and the young and sang in the cutting you and sang in children. Lotte Rete Lungi, you're going to go to Ravajan, going to go to Chasham, dinner, then you go to Dan is a number comes over the Champagne is the German so the Lama Chino, Jalichimro Young Chesala Putus and the Chisel, then Nalaminus was the Martins, Embarrass and Matishan, Watam, Telephone. Capsicino, I have some among Bezang was sung and Junior, but in its Union Tar. One yellow, similar language of the Lidajuku, and Dimbalos, on the other long till later to the Hydroju and Jaco. She was Jilla, then Dinani, the Dora, Alarm, Chota, Kujan, the Kitchen, such a chess water. Lama Devachima Ngorjong, Gumusan, Gorang, News Lamas, Yamato Chor Sam Shin Londe, Osa Ricton, Yumi, Nishilu, Lama Sugar, and Yetavang on the Chinese Yamasha, and Dinis, Sama, Leisure to Jemmy Tangi Lama Trouble, J. Tuna Downs on Lion, Nada to Long, from Bella, Palanza Lamas, the Jimmy Kuzum, Lamajalas, didn't surround the Gentiles, Lamajan, the Jagan and Mugun, to attack his soul. Cheng woman that she was some Jalan Jotun, some of the Satung. Duzi Rajadan, Koilazaki, another Chivalamal Bull, Sotogino, and Tamalito just made no longer get another no more years of system of souls. So out of Lamis Chivu Lamal Sangpun. Pemanda number 10 day, Luke was subject on Jenba, Timla Mamu, the number of Nepalmacha Nilo, Cartes, Senna, Troga, Jan, some chicken troja, that was studying on the Niju, the Milam Simbra, Torang, Layan Toran, there was Lama Lama, Ume, Lamjichu, and Dunga, Jesus, Jayan Chiu Tilo, so years the Navajan poet Cho in Jinka, Travel, the number the one because Chow. Contra Contetra Conglo, the Namjas Sergeant Roman Yamji, 20 important Beijing Chaperlami, National Dojisival Lamne, Timo, Mayimba, Conan, and Dini Conan, wishing Yamni South on the News of Jesus and Temegor. Nayapema G, the reason was the reason Lamazula Japan and ever, never, oh, can she see me up suddenly? Number Lamchon, Jimmy, or modern Nachang to never saw election to Chinme Dabagonian, Tether Samson Kardin, Zonjul Lamjishin, the Shaja, the Narco, the Chung Missa, the Lion, the Nature Communal Ladies, Sangacho, to Jim. Nabacham Gujing or Yigan and so thousand which is a good Ringzin, you can just run such a Drumne, Lobenjum, changing Chilla, changing like a Drumne, you thought singers of Kusan Dijan, Salangetilla, Chotra Tapching, Taba and Resepemo. There's a social and Yokas and Bajin the church. Then jump the Ngondro and then Deva Jo Tambo Jodwa Londo Namjin and the name on the getting the Union that comes on Grodon, Chen, the Chile, Kama, Jala, Lojang, Nippon, Latin. Tambo jobs on draw and the Nina Judge, Sugar Melon, the child that the Chinese was in Japan. Japan was in the Martin and just not Lojang. So Bossos and mentor some person and throwing Sonya's mentor, Kama, Jiba doesn't go and bring it about the new Cool decision division, Church, the division, and this division, big body you get on better. Some was on Sragamazation, Benzo South Eurochin and Data, Okutana, the Roger, she doesn't want to chill. You're the Joala, running the Jina, to Sunsanya and do Salaman, the Japanese, to Sunjima, Oma Bezango, she get on such a Chinkosum to Chilanos, Bezanguruka, what says Tarawaji, Lantra Lama, around the Yamsha. Chocopo and Gombo, Salampo, Angela, she, Len Kamang, Judge and Point, the Master, Glujin Gamun, and Tan Ludin, she came and do a show, she saw Mulam Ledan. The shelters are going on the Micho, Micho, but the Pimachim, wondering on the Divan D, connecting with this sound of Santa Jira, can love some revolutions of some jump to use mirror to some girlish chewa and Janet to a city rasto. Sidiras to Tango Trema, that is what a jitty nigger long pure in Tango Tremek Moderne, Gotchine, Tremegi, the jet of the long piggy.
So I've given the lungs for both the concise and extensive Ngondros, and I'll begin the trauma ones with the trauma Ngondro and giving the lungs for the trauma practices that we recite here.
Samungundung then Tishung called the Chunga Juxo, Tomalama Lasso and Devani, Kate Jardan Jasamalin, do you garden to Shin garden? Koronyangde londo tungo rugunja da lama da chino tashi nya kasa wan tashi mi de billion so wan san don lengen ya nya ga udo wan je be ko wonyo do chinen jude minta mita jiksa ne nang ji sim jin chi chong de londo londa cha de karji nam jin chiwa meta tamba lama chim kore donga dan zemu donga to baton dan tamile jebra no kore so jin lama jin le jule samana kan le jin lume de nyugo wala ma jen jamdo ni to yi ga do jo ro jang do jo mo je sim jen pe dogen sibu sun jan da mo korbe korba ton ne bo do mento ne pe ton so jo sonyu za jo na bo so sa ni pe ku son jo na sa de do na jo che bu dikdan da ne number ga zo na khana ga jara ne ga na cham che sa je sa jo kusum khanda gumde ne pe ke ji na mi se se padra min se padra shinkam number ta us ma ja pe man dabje nindi din rang ni ma je chama na ma sha je cha ni ye tren do ye kartan ze be jor wa ja na bo kin den wa tu shi ji wa kin de tu nyan de wa hi wa ra da ba shi to gar kanyindi ka wa khaja gi na do yi ga hong din na ga tar nga je cha ko ro zo ne den dik de jo sangi ta par chor che jo longu do je pa mo mo sa te de shi ni bi ni ko ni hi mo do je da de jo chiru do je jo ro je china sin do hi do de de da kun do zam kun do ri ki da mo kun chu gu do no ni gi to ka ai na wa ni ga tar nga je cha ko ro zo ji da je sin ji no so ko da ku se bar gom bazo do de gele pham ro ba chin ko re so sha mang de da do je pham do nga to zo ni do longo ishi ji khandro de do jo pham do nga je cha ko ro zo ji pa sha le ni sang gi ta ne kom da nga ji ro mi la Mazar waras ra pa machine gura da kunda zamu to nga tro da no chin rin chin mazar waras ra pa machine gura sa he chin is der yam kunda zamu to nga da ni no dorje pa mu to gura tembe mai kombu ki do chu ku ishi khana da ni to kunda zamu nga koro nyang de lo da jawa ni ro jo da ni dange jen am samad da badram shen de kunda ji lang cho ro sa nga dharma ka sam a chin ni de Trawa dan trawa ngada nyambar ja namena jani rana dan dan panjang baju ngada rani jisun nama dan jawa zawe lama dan jawa mego teko chaja teko embe medan jini shizum dan dan sembe nasa jo ro kundo zaman jo da rosa jo da nasa jo jo ingna chana ime ro hon lingra ta dan jo Kajang mo kajang jisun dan jisun jamen jisun yung ze bezra guru hat nas pa jisun yung de kajang ko number chenre zebla bo kan no so wan so chin na gombo na shin tesun jisun da ga lu da ma ji ga san chen gosum me gu don jo da de ni go jan jan ne go ni no de de ne to ni panjin wa ne de go ja gela je irang ta to jo do khom ji so ten do ji so no ji ni chinjilo ji ga zo chinjilo jin do go da ji che wa ni na de bo ja na da ke da ko che mo ne go me ji de jo se me ro ji to jin chama me go de mo de mo de no de me ni me ni che se mo de me jo ni mo Shaman go to the Chinjilo, Jimu the Shindojan, the Damashiro Dojan, the Yame Corona, Yang Zoshan Dorojin, Jimin Rojin, which the Ding Doja, Kupimon, Kuru, Lutu, when the Anna Pepper, to put on the longer Dojan Sonsa. Now, launches of Goshin, that's all Pepper, to pay it until they went to Parliament put the things long cushion with the Gonjin. I'm going to join she's a watching on the set. She got on the Nimeran of the children on the General Gale, Bonzano, the Christian of Cosom, two young Dozal, so Cosom to Jim Dozal, so. Tang nang le wang de senen cheme ka jang jo so pa tang sung ju tang jmu ji de kam de de na long jo de yo jo je pa yi xi ran se kan ju zhe kan na pa da song se ro da na de dang me ni de shi wo je pa ma u se Shin yi de je de mo ye de mo na wang de mo de na se ji na pa ku sum ni no ji pa da ma ji de ko na me lo yi de ji ko 말로 잘해 그런 의미도 진 거지 나는 뭔데 서는 배 만으로 눕자 배 만खा는 것을 이든 거죠 뭔데 서는 배 마찬가지로 가는 것을 자고진데 뭐는 그런 거를 지나는 뭐 요즘에 된 모든 포된지 오늘 모든 점 탐제 스테이지는 이제 바 사마야 칸트로 소기 담바 오 갤릭 펠 디 원드스는 죽되는 패송데 빠르망 볼에 체대열인데 죽라양 패스면 열했어 저러지
At the end of the Wangzhuzhen, and in many versions, many printings, there should be three pets there, but in many printings they're cut off for some reason, but there really should be the three pets there.
마 아디요가 삽지 공발롱도레 우니베마 dundu jesom도 공벤네쿨 죽소 나문구르베마 시디 홍시 닌중 테페 공벤네쿨 에마호 제가 공을 보는 전에군들 산제구나 도전도전 제가 뭐거든요 텐데멜 그제는 전도 되는 저런 대선 이제 무슨 논의 쓰는 뭐는 되는 잔장 공부는 배가 무슨 진짜 돌아서는 답변 도는 그러고 이런 다그는 미제 농어도 되는 되는 감성 걸어도는 아 홍배선 그러면서 समा야 자자자 샤와히 이 기민나지 보든 좀 dorjetana yike resu chiba chinla nonye hindu nyo tenda ye geo tana yike tawala sunu modro namo dai chinyi sam namo gurpe makara zame mugu tabe tesum lama yilla temban dijena wang chin diwa gila yama ka de me go duga de na sen de zamne jo na so na shuna bambu gonye garan jara na so na jaden jara 이 가르쳐 그게 저번에 말 sabjin so 다니면 고슴도 좀 택선 거신인데 되는 저번 되면 좀 된진 끼우는 서 다는 사람들이 그게 민다서 사람들이 지는 땡률로 그냥 언저셔 시 칸도 상와 이시 칸도 상와 이시에 너든 늦지 상만 되는 데는 무슨 이제 뭐냐서 제한테 좀 친좀 그건 좀 징징 Rigby даже пунца часисо гео емо дихиньона Jison la matula zone rongo zanla gazango na jone shirabje panyo rongo mulam chaba hewa de toba na khajena chimid de doje toba doje no shama 퇴근하는 저는 보고서 산지 제한 대한 택바 출근하지 보면 되죠. 기우 먼저 시집에 는데 건데 좀 gelek펠 다나 시절라면 되고 고슴 더지 정보쇼 남그르면 그래 삶에 던지나지 좀 보면 저게 나만 그러냐 되네 던질라마 도버는 되민 라마 요도 좀 라마 전에 건서 저는 되네 보면 되냐도 추크람 짐 나와담 저 짐이 있으시 보죠 보이는 파카를 파지시 배그라 라나도 영무저 이시는 내를 그보다 좀 그러거든 이나보는 이시되면 거 벌써 이제 뭐 이네 뭐저는 거는 이거는 저기는 반면으로 되면 진짜나면 돌아서 다진 다시 와서 너무 체인저가 뭐지나 뭐다 그러는 가다 전에 방송에 전에 못 나버도 배신이 있어서 배기다 뭐 보내는 Ngondro kungi thomur lam yin lama gomdan sodo dile basam sabe teng yishin ruja sama jaje chondra ugin doje gung madra geo chin nam go no le khadis no jo chasa dai je ni zam jing ru din nam gur gra yar ma ru ru khadis san der orang ni no lam zene banda ni zam hero go wangcho sara ba ko da galam ru da jo nya jo chamda je mo ru gu ni ru do je no Rangshakana Sheshimarga Bhavana Umajivan Jidamega Muyana Dhanam Shadamata Kusum jisun namala so and Kasam Gosha Yamadra no Jutavan to the Dunga Gizan Disha Durashi was around Lotamo, Ujin Mega Kurunga, Moneta, one is heavy Mangalam Mangalam. Chenye namkelon zela majana tuba yishinyi majo de chenye sumjinga to namul mukanya majana tuba yishinyi chinkor kole dagam de sambu mendo sambu mando ko joso de nanga de dumi kina to majana ne da ina kasandra to dubi to chana jana thambu cham to sanjana pe jana to majana tena jana bala benga da ra shinga to jara to kroche no jara jamba shana bangura shana bangur ko varam shiri ma to desa parvara ma jana avja adra jana pe namadra desa ma Dajabaya Mahoma Mahapazam Tamaradagram Mahapazagaram Kai, the Najuan of Yajukata to share the Shajas and Ramazano Pamo, Chur Home, Pamo, Namotion, the Traditional Chandele Jahana Gunjara, the Gunjara, and some Jahana Chaja Water, Mamraya Drawajan, then the Shiram Rana is the Mali Genesis, Shirim to the Sabar, the Saman, sometimes the Majan, Samajana, the Najaza, Vanina, the one content of Yamazan, and the Rana, the Numbers of Jago, the Chinazo, Mrs. So then as the one that you to the other when you Cortison and the Messer of the California, home, but you Messer of the California, the Palahoma, such a denomination, Messer of the California, nice as one resurrection of Marape, Tenasa Jacoran, Rankin, Namjet, Power surgery, and the another young one, the number of you chance on you, the number of Papa, the Japanese, so she went to the Japanese, Mama Corozara to Naja, 감성 그러더니 계정 먼저 저런 양한테 라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라라 Misai Belen doesn't the sang bridge. Beijing, Jackie cooked the Nimeda for the Jirikan, which then the Corsin, the Mesrasama and Nabatekono, occasion when seeming there were Utram the car, he then shut on Pango to Jazan and the Tech with the Muslim again, use as a version of the Jim, the Mudajan, 97 Tamsi on the Shadow, he doesn't want Tamsi in the mother. Manda Beza some of the Tana Tonan, Maraya Tambaya Nen, Ye, Tenengurana Pay, Kusum, Jutrakan, Zanga, the Sarasi, the Panatine, Shabajan, the Gazran, so Yaja, the Gazan, the then Larian color look at the college the Susan Center Chow, the Council Gondi Dreaming Bumtran, Jung, Monks, and Sarah have a sort of Shakasam, some goes on the summer Jaja, Mando Tashi got the one in Naja for the Mangalam, Mangalam, China was the country Devi, Tsokang Diva, Chinin Namkil, like Khandro, Chairman of Yasan, the Guru, Namguru, the genius of the Gonji Chinas and the Raji, Shakan, the comes across the Ranjan Chevin, how did you buy Lajerimana, Shajan, the comes a mother on the Zimzin, the Vajan of Children of Ensai, someone saw from some children when I was on Divas and Zone Zim, Mahabanza, the Vajan, the Nation, then the machine, children, Javanza and Khandro, the new kind of the Kasum. Lucian Amazon China Khandro Divi, Khandro Divi, Sokon Division, Naman Guru Sara, Pamosan, Yamadan, the good message in Bengo, Khandro Zaman, Famza, but there's a man's from the knowledge. The Sanjay comes and goes on the only the China was Chinny, Namke Lonzilla Khandro, Chamana, Kawachini Tomojo, the eating some G, Khandro, Kawachini Temple, Namkan judging out among the gender, Rachina, Changing Island, they were no way going, Eating and then Lodration, Leisure, changing Island, they were the same imagine the two, and the Semya patrona zagyo lasa mangalam neyu jikawa dang chawa tsolo cheshu tangnang le neyu jikawa ni nangsa taba khanji neyu jivan tudang kalang nisha tsari kiran tashi tashi zangsa zamni samaya hyam bodama jivan napaya noja homa jivan sangar Yesu jagat kado katso jira buzara bavara jazara 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 amsida asida hongsida hasida hasida pura yamati yapan kadanya yapan kharji yapan zawana nari yapan shi yapan zawa sangat dhanda kharji kadanya zawana yapan dashanga mukharji yapan zawa yapan damja yapan zawa dasha yapan zawa tamata zakazana ra dasha bujana vasanta vasanta bujana kharji yapan zawa yapan zawa kharji yapan zawa yapan kadanya zawa damja yapan zawa tasanya sangna nasha yapan nyamkalo rana rana tasanya tasanya zawa kishila jina jale phojam jale phojana yapan jana jana so gele bhajin wala drta sojana jisra chilen ro che jo so dai jenya samje nam guru sara abaya desum sanjin debe pa chitlo je tol ro junjin tangbul luje chamula kattor dume oma sho nyu bazam ahona amre desan sanjana na ojo na lu yum de ma gana lu jin gedan jaw nyana sa de jo za bham sa ma ya ina na za bham sa ma ina Karsam karsam dajan daja zanya daja dubja karjin zanya nakara za sama ya ena bola kaya sama chala rawan warta jina deba ya lo jara jina rusum jara gurun jana gurun na shisha yama raza na legi jina chawdri kono jona dagi sama ngazara jina baja jina kono Jivana Jada Jana Kamsam Malu Samaya Tanamada Samaya Yamara Samaya Dambalanda Samaya Dam Sangre Damne Bandina San of Jazana San of Wonder Moja Jana Damja Tasanya bawa mata betul sama nak terus sama nama sama bandin itu mata siapa betul cacang kempen jatuh je nam kata jangan ada macam macam mungkin tinggal raja nabi kena jalan thaga jalan mata jalan sini share jalan deh ye jalan bandang jalan bandang eka jalan bandang masa jalan mama ye jalan oleh jalan Lada jalan dapat jalan solo jalan Madame sama manjo zashin itu belanda kaya sama janji itu mau kita itu gele tashi gele for sama janji itu geo lezo chini wala masih cheme kasung dengi sande de bajum Anchingin number Nozil Casson, Zacha Chimbasolo, they doing some general number, Naja Jangi Tosunga, doing Dubla Nina Kaya, then the surgeons of the Balance, when you get Ocean, there's some general Hongan Durje, Hongan Tishu Komagate, Lane Drum Nang the Cham, Danya Trimming Ajaji, Kutesama Bayologian, Gumarajan, Tora Shawaran, Tarjan Durdu, Tarcha Dur. Tarjan to the method and the Mojana, she was not the generous of Nakabana, the origin and Malakoshi, the Nagarza Sabrasan Zamayatam Namo Honcho Dranatazina Drana Chana Nina Thermajin Simazana Kodanjo and Daja Kodanjo Yamarzan Nagan Sarangana Zaravan, one of the Chana Jagan and Wilang and some of the Majic and the Drugs, the Majic as in the Jet and the Johnson of the Rosana was an Rosana was on one of the Jet one of the Jena was not on the second one, the one, Tamamada Samadan, Gimin and Dagidam Nurse and the Turin Jimon to be also in the Granu, you go with the Ramanaga across the Eden, Nandan Gona to the New Song in the Ocean across the road. Honza de Vajana, they were Nature, Dagachicum, Hordum, Semi, then a surgeon, the Royal Gate, Namkazanga, and Zanamkana, the Dagas among other general Yermetros, some Yermetros, Chicher, Chinler, Doran, and Dinner, Samaya, Samaya, Terja, Beget, Chigadajan, Zadi, Javi, Council in Zachecho, Chadra, Benjamin, Dishing the Hodajas and Dennis, dozen and regular Saman. Sarana Kodajan goes ransom to Tanzania Tamsi, Dujan Demas in Nagarati, Nagar, Sita, Tamamas and Sansa. Chuni Namgan subject Korje Tensun Chi, Council Passam Java Joso, Namu, the Genius, Dangi the Melon and the Tongbra, Tomba General Pongin Nampan, Sapa, so the Mayan Doesn't Funza Rajaza Gava Mangalam Chin Naguno, the Tamsin Java Chime. Ishi was a Shejava, Ishi was a Josa Namgur Makara, the genius, some Jinga to Den Sang the Gorju. One met sort of Marida Mission on Gatanya than Gashing the Jonas and Butopshi. Tamsin Yamcha Tamdres and Moran. Then you Dorjila Maran, Sona Sagarjan to some Jewish is a cho. Tichana Dorjila goes a Roman Yamuna, Yun, Yamoto, Social Solomon, no get out, change the better some so Sangira the Jeton, the Water, the Jeton, Talong is another general, the Pamela Tori the gentleman so then to them go on Tango to Zico and one Jigona. Decision determination, Hanani Barataka, one of the Subatamaka, Dimni Bajagun and Majo Managon, Ishinga Demajo, and then no one is a number of Draham Janso, Nam Janso was a Yakomoto and the Kanyam Simjamalu, Siso Ledro, the Sibasan Yandos of Samajan, Gonzan Chinleging, I want Chinleging or Mangalam Tanang Le Tamsing Yamja Tamjako Lungjang Joso Namgur de Jinisam Sang Gojan Hotism and Javan Guzamishing and the Corruption resident in the one Jamana, so much Lithologica, Dojin Zaman Dojo, Hero so much than Samaya Tamkong and so Tondro some Tamja Suma to Tangla called the Chuma Samsung country Ning Tik Le, some Tamjin Sokang Dipangudu Chamber Josa Namogrum de something Shasang Lazam Satonji, Jorso Tamjam. Namkadja the Belman, Ramyam Gomachin, with the Sozin, Janagon, the Eagle, and the Jesus, Dozen, Donovan, Sarah Gundas, and I got in the Jan, Yergaja, Sanjan, Country Sanjan, Juruba, oh, Country Sanjan, Juruba, Country Sanjan, Juruba. Khandro Samjala Jurwa Khandro Samjala Jurwa Khandro Samjala Jurwa Khandro Samjala Jurwa Lujingi Toding on the Sungjun, Lujingi Toding on the Sunjin Tumor, Lemego Jasum, when you go some general, the young which was the young son, the general is the general Dagas just no brother, Sazana Gosum Jonas, Malaysia, Don Minamidona, the yes, so then yes, so going and chasing son and Chinyan with the manufacturing Genda Brachao, Genda Brachao, Genda Brachao, Genda Brachao. Genda Brachao, Genda Brachao. Genda Brachao. Genda Brachao. Chugidama. 균도 냠는 집을 나저번남 딕립 정치 토란 난겐 집에 탑니 페랑로 좀 지르는 리바다면 땡나 제대 저기는 배우는 감성 가르쳐 봐줘. 내가 넘버들 보면 저분들은 이제 엄마 올려서 집에 배배배로든요. 건강 버리도 좀 넘버도 좀 되는 것도 좀 배배 건드려요. 지원 대런 지원은 배우면 좀 모르는데 뭐는 그런 저는 대런 말리즘 리르면 드는 저는 제신 버는 배배 드라지는 하도라서 모든 제우는 저 대나 보면 저거저거는 배배 다유는 그러더니 되면서 마저드니 배배 너무 그냥 배가 진짜 혼자 이런 남방은 나신데 주변에 엄마 홍 렌섬 배배들어오는데 무슨 영화를 쓰는 담장에 남자들 양들 배배가 마지막에 저보시는 좀 마지막에 나는 배배가 영어에 배배가 저보시면 저들 마지막에 무슨 좀 배배가 대학에서는 당가다니서 시소하기는 배배가 나서 와서는 저 마지막에 나오는데 근데요는 이제 재밌으러 싶어시 배배 바르는 보내면 지고도 배우는 다는 년공 처리를 런리 분선 바이나서 어디지는 고는 마드라사마는 동숨 사지 그냥 무슨 좋은 생각을 자가는 버지는 도저히 시다 용다라서는 되는 아홍하호시 랜섬 배배는 반지는 파버전은 거는 예래는 최신 내여지면은 거는 당보선이는 당고는 당만 담배시를 되면 시를 배는 거는 나서는 이거는 얼마나 그러서 보는 문제 파바 마시는 유선이는 좋은 걸죠 오늘은 마다 그러는 마시는 거는 저로 그러는 쟁을 파바 마시는 거는 저로 그러죠 쟁을 파바 마시는 노베 말이 저로 그러는 세다 들으셔 그러죠 마시는 거는 저로는 쟁을 마시는 저는 가서 저로 그러는 저는 마시는 그러는 마시는 거서 저로 그러는 저는 벌써 마시는 거는 벌써 저로는 단지 쟁을 저는 여성이랑 예마성다니는 일상을 벌써는 지르는 남자는 새로운 대기들은 항시로 대들 뒤지르잖아 다도 잠브라샤움 당낭레 만제차와 당낭레 만제차와라 랑나 소제서원 버전 들어보는 예세버전 차이 베트고서 보이는 사람 때문에 저는 요마지를 하고 자와르는 전에 저는 여러분은 배다니 시작하는 도는 강릉 등 태국을 좀 잡혀 개마미 지금 무슨 냐만 받으면 들어줬는데 뒤를 봐서 되지 홍보자는 제시 메버스 데마자 마마이 지금 다시도 전로 마그르 개마미 지금 그러는 그런 칸드로가나 세컨드들 제류샤라제 버저셔도 많이 마이신이네 그러지만 루페 마르제 칸드마 칸드로가나 세만드르 제류르지는 단전으로 이제 가라 자주레제 칸드마 칸드로가나 냐오르는 마이시가나 칸드로가나 세만 냐오르는 이제 가라 저도 뭐는 좀 베베 제마 이제 그는 이런 저도 뭐는 베베 Pe Tangbe Chen Yibe de Summit Kangla Kanji Tedra Kangla Kajur Cheja Tar de Chico Jennifer Pe Cheja Dang Mishing under Pe Give put an agent more than I pull a Lanja Jang Jirji Tang Nang Le Tsosang Udo Shampe Ju Pe Zung Zen Tribe Namdo Ranga Zan Junya Undo Jina Zajin and Vajan Damana Josan Dogan Drokin Nangishin the Command Dojin and Joan Jagandama Yada Chavda Chayim Chayirang Jokotan Bamjan Lensum Jamne Gojasun Jason Ingi hit the Sosa Pulin Najamola Pebe given Rosmian Molism Yimchin Chuku Londo Roging and Pebe Samajan Goya Dajing Sumjing Dylan Chilam Yuma mention of Jaguna Nyamsu, the young Bemening think that Jada, she wanted to Shimon Tangman, the young Chaka Yinjan Nang Terja, Nang Terja. Chunyi namke longzele Khandro chima namule de lasen gubit lasen gubat she George namgurabe de chunyi sumjinga to ngajidi tawa de na jaba gizon de nam kezo denke neki di kezo denke neki di kyun chubun jogono jogono trebe Khandro Tuju Gongxing and Seven Pumpkins Agra Amra Amra was Chunyin Namkilon Zilla Sanction Dayan Timpon Josa Namuka de Junior some Chanchabadan Sanya Chayim Sana Yamcha Jeroja in the Yaman numbers of Hanana Soba was on a Rosha and Dombe and Duna Jonas about the Thank you for some of the Kana Kango Japan Tongam Tesum Chanam Japan Namasroda Nasroda Shidaya Anugade Grumgin so and Ende Makara with the and the judge Kecheke Chandana Demo, Ramonazo, Ramona, so you don't Kitchen Demano, you know, he never Khandro Trema Nangul then said to be choka. Chimen Jungter, Shejo, Josum, said the Khandro Trema said to they were running Trema Namur Savat. That's about a zero contagion. The main which was Rose and Bezra from Herders and Bezra, Jana Mahapunas, the Hong. Shandan Second Zealand, then the Demon Jay and then the children Thomas and Lama Chalama, you know, John Joshua Tashan, Joe, so Bulawata, and Yungbunga, Shinga, the was Kong Setin took her said the conscience up. Rangi Tosola Jones, she would Torah and the Rangila Rang the tribute Zella Roger Samlam Bumtrang, Bumtra, she saw Yam the Jan, the Chugo, Yum Jango, Zamosa, the Gojan, the Jolan, Chimataman, Chimataman, Demara Chimataman. 탑시 체이 사동을 호 탑시 체이를 오는 주문들은 서와시던 제제는 주문은 치매 정말 거는 무슨 드르르 오는 돈이 미라와지 양은 내선 토란루리 데베는 데르스 테트르츠 벤네급 세워 샤바나즈 버릉산 드르제고 지가 히는 팡무르 든지 쇼나 카곤데 데버 시데라스도 겨 게워 sabdra chimil lamru na je mulam dragi jevi sheda she chawa joso holama imjana zo gonz der zo dum na da so yona kanyam do na so na gajan se je no jana dengi da da do na jana gule pin mo do je mo do she da na do so na leksho do je khande ginnam la yonta da dum chu so dum je dum kana mo do pa che pa na se do zongzhu so de zaman no do khandro jing tamse kulan jin sa je khana do chuna chawa jin khana do shiram de shira ma chen de zeng shang jin de sa pa ma khandro de khandro ji de do jin jin jang de yang ge duk tum do je khan de juran je le ye khan de do diwa tha de diwa tam se wa tha de shin se go tam la chi wa je shen ba ding lo khol khoryo la jin ni de ni jin chechen tuwa na shi na malu dudam diptan jali hijime go jali yung tena yung ane kalde jangam zira tena yung chiwe tema daga tena gombe ngana gomba miya ngane nangcha manga taja hero go taja shira yung namja nyamjira kaja hido zongchuk dorjin zinja dag drup sho chewa samu lam dira teyardam da chewa najirba Newton Song Bajri Kubi on Jira Hidra Divi Zambalam Zambarati was Sidiras to on the south in Tadigi Khandro Kasa Chamanamoki Ngondro ta Tene Lejang Jingbodan Jebin Tancha Nazo Nyarko Yava Pase Lung Pui.
So now I've given the lungs for the medium, everything connected with the medium length sadhana of Chamanagno for the most part.
Let's then tell you give Zawadi. Then Dembana Simjan give it and all the Monam Lenchu to Navarashu.
So then let us all dedicate together whatever merit has arisen from this to the benefit of the teachings and sentient beings.
Sunam the Tamji Zibani, Tonam Yevian Tonam Pamchat. Jaga Najim Balon Tropa, Isipi, Sulandro, Dravarashu. Pemerin Lunganjir Zopachi, Nidanian Bashing Dadin Jumlin Kangi September September. Men of Shedan Dribbins in Georgie, Ken Lop Chesum Ring Luch and Zamling Sassum Chapar Pill. Roji Chosum Nawat, Mandardism Gele Show. Listen.